What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax with my updated prospect rankings for the 2025 season. Now, these stats are current as of June 19th, and we are pretty well into the season. Most players are sitting around 250 plate appearances, and these rankings are stat-based only. And I'm going to get into which stats I selected for these rankings right now. So several years ago, I decided to try to create a formula that posted the top players based on specific stats, and I've tweaked it over the years, and I've came up with a formula that involves weighted on base percentage, stolen bases per plate appearances, K percentage, swing strike percentage, WRC plus, and age level. I actually weigh these stats differently, and that is actually my formula. You can find my full rankings for all prospects under the age of 23 over on Patreon. I'll link to that in the video description. Lots of other cool stuff over there as well. But my full list of prospects, they're sorted by rank and by player. So if there's somebody you're looking to find and see how they rank based on these stats, these are some of my favorite stats in prospecting. Like I said, they were cherry picked, but these stats have no bearing on my personal opinion. So without further ado, we're going to get into the Let's Talk Wax ranking system as well, because you're going to see that in the video too. Now, in the data, you will notice an LTWR. That is my personal ranking for these prospects. So I took the top 10 of my stat-based rankings, and I applied my Let's Talk Wax rank to them as well, and just my personal opinion on how these guys could end up. It's based on player ceiling, with elite being an ML MVP and 7 being an upper level minor league fizz out. So kicking this video off, fresh out of 2025 Bowman, is Josue Briceño. He is a catcher slash first baseman in the Detroit Tigers organization, having a really good year so far. 20.7 years old, was promoted to high A recently. He's hitting .319 with a .210 ISO. He's got really good K percentage at 14.4, and you're going to see the formula really likes quality K percentages, it likes walks, and it likes low swing strike percentages. I don't have the swing and strike percentages on this stat sheet, but it is weighted into the formula. I like prospects that when they swing, they do not miss. So Briceño has having, like I said, a really good year. He's a number 76 prospect in the top 100 MLB.com. His career numbers are pretty solid: 279 batting average, a 197 ISO, and a 17.3 K percentage. His defensive splits right now are pretty even between first base and catcher. I'm not really sure what the Tigers, which direction they're trying to go with him defensively, but I think it's a solid bat, and I think it could even play at first base as well. So I really like what we're seeing out of Briceño in the 2025 season. At number 9, we've got Theo Gillen, a guy who I thought was kind of a sleeper out of the 2024 draft release. His cards weren't super expensive, but now that he is back in baseball and healthy, he is hitting, and his card prices are starting to go back up a little bit. Tampa Bay Rays center fielder, 19.8, playing in low A. You're going to see 2 guys in this top 10 that are still in low A. And as I always mention, the DSL and the complex league, those stats I do not take with much weight. Players in the complex league and DSL, I really look for them to prove themselves in low A, high A, and even double A. So low A is still for me in the lower minors, but guys that perform well in low A usually do have some success in high A. Guys that perform well in the DSL and complex league don't necessarily perform well in low A. So the fact that Theo Gillen is performing well in low A is a good sign for his future. But like I said, I would like to see some stats in high A before I get super excited. He is 19.8. He's hitting .283 with a 165 ISO so far, 5 home runs, 23 stolen bases. Now, the thing that helps Theo in the formula is his walk percentage, which is 22.1, the best on this list. A very solid bat-to-ball player with speed, and I think the power is going to determine his ceiling in the future. He's a number 80 prospect at MLB.com top 100. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 3 for me. I could have went 2.5 right here, but I didn't, because he's still in low A and his numbers aren't quite as good as Eduardo Quintero, as we'll get to in a second, who I have at 2.5. So I couldn't quite put him at 2.5. He's going to hit for average, he's going to take walks, and he really doesn't swing and miss much at all. So some good things there coming from Theo Gillen early in the 2025 season. Leonardo Bernal, St. Louis Cardinals, another catcher on this list, 21.3, playing in Double-A the whole season so far, hitting 303 with a 251 ISO, 11 jacks, 6 stolen bases. He's a bigger fella, so he's not going to be very mobile on the bases. He's got a great K percentage for the power output. 15.9 K percentage for 11 jacks is really special. Sub 20 career K percentage. Now, Bernal only had 11 home runs total in 2024, and he's already reached that mark halfway through the 2025 season. So the power numbers have jumped off the page this year for Bernal. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 3 out of 2023 Chrome. His cards are right around $25. Edgar Quintero headlined prospect hot sheet in my last video. Now, the difference between the Juggernaut rankings and hot sheet is hot sheet only covers players for the past 30 days. These Juggernaut rankings are cumulative stats throughout the entire course of the 2025 season. So these guys have performed from day one. Hot sheet only covers 30 days. So you guys can kind of see who's hot, who's not, whether you want to try to maybe start collecting some guys or getting rid of some guys based on whether they're getting hot or getting cold. That's what hot sheet's for. These Juggernaut rankings are to see who are the best players in the minor leagues throughout the course of the year, and they become more accurate at the end of the year when we have a full season of data. So there's some information to separate those two videos. Those are two of the main videos that I do. And also, I always forget to mention this, the comps right here are based on base autos that are non-graded. So raw base autos are the comps. So back to Edgar Quintero, 19.8, another guy playing in low A, just having an absolute heater so far in 2025. I wouldn't be shocked if he gets promoted to high A soon. He's hitting 335 with a 271 ISO, 11 home runs, 33 stolen bases with a 16.0 walk percentage. He's taking walks, and a 23.8 K percentage. His career numbers are just as good. He's not a top 100 prospect yet, but if he continues to perform like this, that's not going to be far away. Let's Talk Wax rank of 2.5 out of the fresh 2025 Bowman release as well with Briseño. He's a $65 auto right now, so he is getting pretty expensive. And like I said, if he continues to hit and he jumps on MLB's top 100, his cards are going to continue, I think, to rise, maybe even into the $80 range, and it could go higher. So we'll see what happens in the back half of the season with Quintero, but he is off to an absolute heater in 2025. At number 6, probably my favorite prospect on this whole list, the total package, Connor Griffin. The only thing I dislike about Connor Griffin right now is the fact that he doesn't take a ton of walks, but that could be due a lot in part to the fact that he doesn't swing and miss, and he makes a lot of solid contact. And you're going to see guys like Jacob Wilson who hit for tons and tons of average. They rarely take walks because they're so good at making contact, kind of like a Derek Curiel type contact machine. So Pittsburgh Pirates shortstop / outfielder, athletic enough to play both, just a complete athlete here. Hitting 346 with 214 ISO, 11 home runs, 32 stolen bases. That should be second place behind Quintero, but doing it at high A is a lot different than doing it at low A. I really do think Griffin could be a future top 5 prospect, and he hasn't slowed down his production since his promotion to high A, so really good sign there. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 1, the highest on this list. MajorLeagueBaseball.com has him at number 34, and his cards are around $300 right now, so I don't think it's a great time to. I would never spend that much on a prospect just because I'm a cheapskate. But the cards are expensive. But you know, like Roman Anthony's cards took off as he climbed the prospect ladder as well. This is kind of where Roman Anthony was, you know, before he jumped into the top 5, and his cards took off and still gained a lot of traction. So there's still, I think, some room for Griffin. It's just hard for me to spend that much money on a base auto, but some of you with deeper pockets probably have no problem at all. Now, if you guys enjoy this content and you want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. You can find my complete Juggernaut prospect rankings over there for all players, sorted by rank and player. You get first Chrome and first autograph checklist breakdowns for every release that Bowman makes since 2020. You also get team break guides for every release from 2020 to the present. You can find my top $150 Bowman Chrome autos under $50 list that I should be updating sometime later this summer. I updated it about 3 months ago. And Jet Williams, of course, was the top auto under $50 on that list, and now he's having a great season. So that was a surprise for him to be in under $50 still with his ceiling. I've also got a private Discord server that is run by my man Bobby, who does a great job keeping y'all up to date. There's so much going on in that server that's hard for me to even keep track of, but Bobby does a great job helping me out there. We got about 400 plus active members. Like I said, if you want to help support the channel, I'll put a link to my Patreon page in the video description. It's only $5 a month for the base level, and lots of cool stuff over there for y'all to check out. That's going to lead us into our top 5. We're going to start it off with Samuel Basallo, Baltimore Orioles catcher slash first baseman, 20.9, playing the whole season so far in AAA. I talk about Basallo regularly in my videos. He's one of the best minor league bats that exist right now. He's got 15 jacks, a 336 ISO with a 24.6 K percentage at 20.9 years old in AAA. So just a special bat. He's number 16 in MLB.com's rankings. I've got him at a 1.5 just because I'm not really sure what's going to happen with him defensively in Baltimore. But like I said, he's one of the biggest offensive production bats in minor league baseball right now, and his cards I still think are pretty cheap at $100 for what you're going to get out of that type of offensive profile. So a big hammer there, Samuel Basallo at number 5. We've got Kevin McGonigal at number 4, and I talked to y'all about my man Bobby running our Discord server. This is one of his favorite players in minor league baseball for the last couple of years. He's been on McGonigal for several years, and he's been upset about the fact that he hadn't had an auto, but he did get one in 2025 Bowman, which was perfect timing because he's having a blowout year, hitting 382 between high A and low A at 20.9 years old. Doesn't have a ton of power right now, but this is one of the best hit tools in minor league baseball as well. Not quite Jacob Wilson type numbers, but they're very close. It's a very similar profile with less speed, but the contact is really amazing right here. You can see he's leading this list in average, he's leading this list in K percentage, he's leading the list in career average, and he's leading the list in career K percentage. So a really big contact bat. I think his ceiling is going to be determined by his power development. I think his floor is massive. He's probably going to play in Double-A, hopefully by the end of the 2025 season. We can get a look at what's going to happen there. But he had an ankle injury last month that kind of slowed him down. He's only got 121 plate appearances. But like I said, big-time contact bat, one of the best contact bats in minor league baseball. And his cards are right around $80 right now. At number 3, we've got Nelson Rada, another big contact bat, not very close to what McGonigal's capable of, but he's got a ton of speed. He plays center field. He's 19.8. He's been in Double-A for almost 2 seasons now, and he's just been really good for the formula. Speed, youth, playing at a high level. He doesn't strike out a ton. He takes some walks, so Rada is very likable based on my weights for the formula. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2.5 out of 2023 Bowman for about $25. He's just not going to hit for any power in the foreseeable future or in the past. At number 2, we've got Luke Adams, and my formula absolutely drools over Luke Adams. He was in the top 10 last year, and you're going to say, like, what is going on? He's hitting 245. You know, why is he at number 2 among all minor league prospects? What Luke Adams does really well is take walks. He doesn't swing and miss, and he's got a ton of thump. And those are things that the formula looks for. Players that can take walks. It looks for really good approaches at the plate. And when you have a really good approach at the plate, a really good plan based on numbers, and you have a ton of power, the formula is going to like you a lot. And Luke Adams is 21.1 playing in Double-A, which makes him age appropriate, so he doesn't really lose many points in that facet. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2.5, 2024 Bowman, and he's got a $30 auto. He was like a $5 auto last year, and I talked about Luke Adams, And I think people are finally starting to catch on a little bit that this guy is very sneaky. His stats don't jump out at you. He's not in the top 100 prospects list on MLB.com or anywhere close, I think, in the organization, but there are some good underlying numbers for Luke Adams. I'm not saying superstar here. I'm just saying my formula really, really likes Luke Adams' makeup as a player. Number 1, we've got Jet Williams, which is no surprise. I've liked Jet for a long time. He spent the majority of almost all year last year on the injured list. So he's healthy. He's back. He's in Double-A. He's 21.6. He is having a great season so far, hitting .304 with 6 homers, 19 stolen bases. Really good numbers across the board. I've just always liked Jet Williams. He's got enough bat to play shortstop, second base, or third base, wherever the Mets really need him. And we could really see Jet maybe make his Major League debut in 2025. So super excited for him that he's healthy and having a great season. I bought a ton of Jet Williams about halfway through his rehab stint last year when no one even was thinking about Jet. And then he kind of came back towards the end of last year. And now this year he's having a big year. So I got rid of all that already. But injury is when players get injured, it's a great time to collect them. People, like I said, out of sight, out of mind in this hobby. Everybody's busy chasing the guys who are doing all the damage, and like Johnny Farmello last year, Jet Williams last year. Those were some guys that I gobbled up while they were out of sight, out of mind. So just something to think about in this prospecting game if you're trying to. I don't know what your end goal is with prospecting, or you just do it for fun, but you can get guys for really cheap when they are injured. But Jet Williams is number 1, and we'll have to see what happens on the next episode, which will come out in about 30 days. I try to update these rankings every 30 days. Quick reminder, if you want to see the full prospect rankings for about 900 prospects there over on my Patreon page, you can go check that out. A quick shout out to all of my level 3 Patreon subscribers. You guys rock. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, don't forget to subscribe and like, and y'all have a great day.